That's better. Right. Um, yeah. So, I mean, I can definitely see why you would think it's a break of structure.
Hmm.
I think you're right. I
It
do think
that happened a few times when I was back testing it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. I think you're right. I think we have had because that is technically a new high.
Hmm.
We do take the low, so we retake the high just about there to that side.
Yeah.
And then obviously we take that again. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I've got it drawn on my screen what I think the issue is anyway, but sorry, my screen's loading. Is it frozen on your lot?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Um,
I'll wait for it to load back up. Is that better?
Yeah, it's goodly.
Yeah, sweet. Um, so yes, I think you're right in saying it's pretty much a good change of character. So, and I think we spoke about this maybe in the week. So I mean, I advised, I'm going to call Matt out again for this because I always used to tell Matt to check, see if there's like liquidity above and below wherever he's trying to buy and sell from. And obviously, as you can see here, obviously it's created a new high, which obviously, so if this is the high you was thinking of selling from, obviously because we get a change of character here.
hmm. Hmm.
Just draw it in so others can see. Not quite on the low, but you'll sort of understand it. So you've got that. So the the next thing I would sort of do, there's just a couple of checks that I always like to try and do myself. So I would hope that you guys would, if you're not doing them already, you would introduce them maybe just as a quick like, am I happy with everything? So obviously here we've got a three touch trend line. I've extended it on mine because it actually creates a fourth touch favor along here, so it's not perfect here, but I think it can be made as a perfect. Well, let's just do it. See. Yeah, maybe not. But we can see if we can make it fit. Maybe I'm wrong. Just on this occasion. I mean, it's not perfect, but yeah, it's about there anyway. I think
Hmm.
it's definitely something that I would be questioning at least anyway. And there's possibly something else anyway. And if we obviously that's one of the checks is to check see if there's liquidity directly above where you're trying to sell from. So obviously
Hmm.
just a change of character doesn't
Doesn't
it
guarantee.
yeah, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen because, like I say, liquidity not takes precedent over structure, I guess. But I believe they use like liquidity and build up liquidity
Hmm.
as a way to force. maybe against the structure or to cause breaks of structure types of things. So um, if there's a slightly better trend line in there, obviously I'd definitely be questioning, because obviously one of the main things we know about liquidity is that price wants to pass beyond it, because obviously we sort of Matt's going to argue with me on this, but we sort of believe that that's people's stop losses, so which is money or orders or whatever we sort of believe. So we know it's going to pass the liquidity line as the sort of the only guarantee we can say about it, sort of thing. Like obviously, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to do it. It doesn't have to do it straight away, but if it's close to sort of thing, why wouldn't it? Unless it's planning on taking it when it comes back as such. So and I'm trying to catch me personally. Obviously, I know we all trade differently, so I can only speak for myself, but I'm trying to catch the point where it has no need to come back, as I guess. But yeah, so that's it. A quick liquidity check would have maybe got you questioning it. You'd have maybe half risked or left it, or taken it and just gone, oh, I don't care. It's made me confirmations, whatever they may be. So I suppose another one is what I often do is, so I draw a level line from the very high. Obviously, on this occasion, we'll say I was trying to sell it, obviously. And I think this is one we actually spoke about in the week. I spoke to someone about it anyway. So I know we're on the 15-minute here at the minute, but it's pretty much an equal high here. I guess it's not quite. I don't know if I'd class it or not, but it looks like we've got some real decent imbalances above here. So there's almost the opposite trade just above where your entry is. So for me, I'll just zoom out a touch. So obviously there's a trend line here. There's decent imbalance above this imbalance here, and what I would normally be saying is like an order block up here, because this is likely what causes this liquidity to be taken, is also possibly a very good target. So you've got something just above that that's a very good target for us, and like these highs are, although they technically meet rules, I guess I'd need to check everything in all this to be super happy, I guess, because I don't know if I'd, because these only just take them. I don't know. I don't know if I'd class that myself. It sort of meets the rules, but you sort of want it to be a bit more convincing as well. So I don't really know how to. I mean, maybe I could try and figure out like a rule that would basically say it's got to go past a certain amount to be classed as a new high or low. I don't, but it's not something I've done. It's just sometimes if you're unsure, you can often eliminate it with other checks, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if I'm on the 15-minute at the minute, so I would be thinking that obviously this will be like possibly a 15-minute low, and it hasn't. This will be like a 15-minute high, something like that. So if that's, because I know that just in this screenshot, it looks like that's downtrending. So
Right.
if it, yeah, do you see how technically it looks like just from this little bit of screen, it looks like a pretty good place to sell from. But if you're actually really looking for the best sell, like you say, there's possibly imbalance in here, which we will check for in a minute. And then obviously this is what causes liquidity to be taken. So this sort of area, maybe even touch above, becomes a very probable zone for price to reach, because it might actually want to sell from here. And this is maybe the trap, especially if these like, no, not quite equal highs. But yeah, so that's my sort of little take on that is if you're looking to do something, just spend a few minutes and just check you're not part of liquidity. because obviously if you don't spot liquidity, you become liquidity sort of thing. So it's just one of them final checks. Check, see if you're not becoming someone else's
Yeah,
liquidation
yeah,
exit as such, I guess. And yeah, we'll check this for imbalances as well because I think it was you, was it? Where they were saying why you're trying to sell below this sort of thing, was it? I think it was. Um, so yeah, if there's a huge bit of imbalance in here and you're trying to sell from here, I'd be saying why is this here? Do you know?
yeah, yeah. So just check to see what's above.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't got the seconds, then obviously it's a little
Oh, I
bit of
have.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
So
got it on the deal a few months ago.
yeah, nice.
Mm.
Yeah, look, we started seeing decent imbalance up here in the point of interest that I marked out. So
So the Chotch isn't really on a 15-minute low. That's what you're saying, isn't it, Lee? That's just a consolidation area. I'm just looking
yeah,
at the screenshot now.
yeah. So I know it's like I say, I think on the it sort of would be considered a change of character. I'm just going to play this because I don't want to. Oh yeah, I'll go all the way back. I don't want to find it then. Obviously we was just looking at purely a little section, so I think my
Yeah.
screen's frozen again. So yeah, so based just off that little section, I sort of yes, it met sort of about met the rules, but I'd really want to check all this as well because without checking all this price action, this might be considered one leg, you see,
Mm.
because I don't really see much anything that tells me go, yeah, that's a pullback as such. Which I mean, we'll check it now. It's not an issue because I don't want to sort of like leave you half confused if that makes sense. So,
Mm.
um,
It's easily done, Lee.
well, I mean, we've all been there. Do you know? It's nothing to be like ashamed of or anything. It's just we all do it and we all hopefully eventually come out the other side sort of thing. So
Mm.
yeah,
Lee, someone's waiting in the waiting room.
oh yeah, I've done it now, mate. Yeah, cheers. Cheers. I think I've done it now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Malcolm here. He's here.
Yeah, sorry about that, Malcolm, mate. I'm a fucking nightmare, really. Yeah, so I think, and a lot of structure. So I know, obviously, we've just focused on sort of like this section here, but what I mean, what's an important part is I don't really know if I speak about it much or not. But what's important, obviously, yeah, I do, yeah. So I always say like the previous structure leg is important as well. So I mean, I'm not sure if I'd class any of this as 1 minute because it's just a complete mess. So if let's see, there's a possible low there, high, because obviously on the down section we've got obviously a bullet bearish structure, so that don't take the low, so that's not a low, so which means that's not the high because this one's still the high. Where I mean, where would you?
Mm.
It's hard to pick a structure on this, so we could say that that's actually the 1 minute structure, which means this only just takes it there. And would you class that as a break? I'm not too sure. I mean, we're talking pipettes, really. I mean, it's gold, so it's probably dollars, I guess. But if it probably just takes it by pipettes. I don't think I'd class that as a break. That could just be a feed difference, So that's so tight. So if
Mm.
this whole leg becomes the 1 minute, yeah, there's. I mean, if this is the 1 minute, I know I'm on the 5 at the minute, but if that's just the whole 1 minute leg, then this is just sort of like a seconds time frame structure. Do you know? Obviously, you get a couple of little get a swing or two of
Sometimes hard to identify it, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. But I know looking at this it's difficult to sort of make out where this low comes from.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but I understand why you marked it the way you did because, like I say, there is something going on here. It does do something, but like I say, it all depends
Yeah.
where this comes from. And then do you say because this is only just taking it, would we class it? I don't know. But like I say, it all depends on what this structure does. So, like I say, if that's the whole leg, then whatever it does in here is irrelevant until it takes whatever that is, do you know? So,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. So, very difficult area to read. I get it, but yeah, just a couple of definitely think about adding a couple of checks. Like I say, just check see if there's any imbalance directly above where the zone that you're trying to sort of sell from or buy from. Obviously, you might buy. Yeah, and just check you're not part of trend lines and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
No worries. Like I say, it seems really difficult, but
Yeah.
well, I think piecing it all together in a full thing, it will seem like that, you know. But
Mm.
like I say, just two checks. Check see if there's imbalance above or below where you're trying to buy and sell from. Check, just have a quick check, say you're not part of liquidity and trend line, or you won't become part of equal highs or things like that. And then obviously the other side of it is it's super fucking bullish. So
Mm. Yeah.
yeah, on the higher time frame.
Just don't sell
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. Well, I think this is the price action that where Tom was basically saying, "Oh yeah, I only buy gold." Like, well, of course you do because it's for the last 4 years it's only gone up. No,
Okay. Thanks.
no worries. Simon's going. I'm just going to see what happened when it tapped that little zone that I marked up as well. Yeah, it gets absolutely obliterated.
Yeah. It's a nice trend line. Shame.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Well, it's 4 touches that.
yeah. So obviously it comes just shy of the imbalance here, as we can see, the yellow line, just shy, comes back, plows through. Probably, I mean, it looks like I've marked up for buy there, so there'll be an order block in here. This is a continuation setup, and I'm only guessing it.
Yeah.
I'm not. So this order block takes the liquidity, comes back, mitigates some at 1 minute break again, comes back, mitigates, fills the imbalance into an entry, and then clears off for a few months. Been doing its thing there. So that's a continuation. So that's that one.
Lee, did you get your rules noted down?
Fucking hell. No, mate. No. And in my defence, I've been poorly all week, so yeah, no.
And you crashed your van.
And I crashed my van and wrecked a goalpost height sign. Yeah. Yeah. It's been hell of a week for me, to be fair, mate. But no, I promise I'll do that this week. Just give me a message. Send me a message tomorrow, mate, just as a reminder, because I know I'll forget.
Cool.
What was I going to check over for George? Yorkshire. Yeah, I think it says. Yeah. So, who we got on? Is there anyone interested in the 415 one? Probably not.
No, don't understand it.
No.
I need to understand the other stuff first.
Yeah. All it is, mate. It's just structure. So
Yeah.
it's just a big structure process. I'll give it a miss then. I'll not bore you all with it. But then I need something to look at. So, trying to think if there's anything.
What's
I'm not
hot, Lee? What's going to be hot this week, mate?
That is a good question, mate, because I have no idea.
Oh, because you've been ill all week, so you don't know.
Yeah, I was speaking to Ali the other day. He rang me. I've had like for the last. It's been probably up to a couple of months now. I've had like very little interest in actually looking at charts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went out yesterday, had a coffee, took me tablet with me, and forced myself to have a look. But I sat there, got me coffee, had me bagel, and just thought I still can't be asked. And then I started looking at your NZD JPY markup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to force myself because I just it's weird because I really love looking at charts, but something just at the minute it's just not in me to sit down and spend an hour.
You're not feeling right. You're not feeling right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've not been that poorly for that long, do you know. So
Yeah. No, I get it.
yeah, but I think like I look at maybe it's because I look at everyone else's charts, I look at my own charts, and it's a lot of chart looking, you know. So yeah, it's maybe just a I'm hoping it's just a phase because, like I said, I do actually really enjoy trying to figure out what's going on. But should tell you what, is there any questions, guys? Because if not, I might just flick through some charts, see what pops up.
That's think about pressures and structure, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything anybody else has. Anything but gold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think EU's going up. I do think it's going up. I'm a bit gutted this one didn't give an
So
entry to be.
that's the red. You drew that red before it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was what you thought was going to happen when you drew it on like July the 4th or something. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was when Ellen jumped on and I did that proper 10 minutes of brilliant live session and then realized what recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that live. But yeah, I mean it's a good reason. It's a good topic to talk about, I suppose, which is I mentioned it earlier, like good reasons for points of interest. Um, so I didn't mark the full zone, but I'm assuming I would have marked it, maybe something like that. Maybe that there, something there. So the reason why this is obviously such a good point of interest, like I say, so it's a good topic to speak about, is the fact that this zone here, obviously, I've got the breaker structure line on here for a mate. Obviously, this is a 4 hour and a 15-minute high. Obviously, it starts a 4 hour pullback, and then we get 15-minute structure inside that. So this zone here, maybe a touch higher, maybe say that because that's actually the low. I think. Yeah, this is, and obviously this is what I was saying a minute ago, Ellen, in the chat. Is obviously we should be setting alerts. We don't really need to be looking at the charts. Once you sort of like piece it together a bit, you'll be able to look at the charts and go, right, this is a major high. This zone here is the cause of that high being taken. And then obviously you can jump in, look at imbalances inside there if you choose to. I sometimes do, sometimes don't. But yeah, it's just a quick. You can spend a few minutes going marking all these zones that take major highs and things, and set alerts, and then just literally you can wait until price comes back to it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it gives you confirmations like of a 1 minute break. Because I'll show you these imbalances in this zone as well. Pretty sure they're pretty major. So There's obviously that one. Got some news. I don't like Newswicks. Zone. Yeah. So yeah, you've got a nice little push from here. Obviously this imbalance, that's one that's marked, and you've got another one from here. So obviously when you've marked, if you chose to mark them, I'd say all I would say is at that point you just whether you choose to set a late at the opening of the box, because then when price comes to the box, on the 5 minute, you could decide that go right. So if it's coming just tapped in here or whatever, you could just decide right, setting a late. Is your late, set an alarm on it, so put a line. Obviously, I mark green because that's my 1 minute break. So at that point, you've spent 2 minutes because it's hit your box that you've already pre-marked out. You're happy with what it's done. You come back on, you chat, you spend 2 minutes going, yes, that's the one. I'm happy with that 1 minute high. You gotta look a bit higher, obviously. Make sure you're not falling for any other structures type thing because that's a pullback there to there, so it pulls back there. And then effectively, you basically you wait because obviously if you've got these imbalance marked as well, like you might decide, I'm going to put an alert on both of these as well, or just before, because obviously if it ploughed through that Newswick, which is sort of roughly this sort of level, I think maybe what causes this little pullback. But if you're setting an alert on these ones as well, you would get an alert possibly the low before you know it's the low. So obviously if you then hit them, you check it and made a new high and then made a new low. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So once it sort of hits your POI area, like, I mean, I used to put, let me just draw this. So if price was here, and I thought that could be the low, obviously I'm waiting for it to take the high, I would often go set an alert just below, a few pips below, because it might do this, yeah, which I think it might actually do. So then if it makes a new high and takes a new low, then obviously you need to move this alert and level to the new high.
Yeah.
So, but obviously once it took the low again, obviously this alert would go on. So every time your alert goes off, you're either looking to remove your high to a new high, a lower high, or vice versa, depending if you're selling or buying. So play that a few bars. Bottles equal low, sorry. But yeah, obviously we'd still be waiting for this low, probably a new high maybe. But yeah, as soon as it passes here, like I say, I'd be suggesting you move your alert to this high if it does take it properly.
Not yet. It's just messing about.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign of like why you should make use of alerts, because if you've been watching from 8 o'clock on a Wednesday,
That's it, yeah.
like that's a day and a half and it's done nothing. Like it's made no new lows, made no new high. It's just all internal. Because at the minute it's from there to this low here. So yeah, you don't want to spend in 1.5 days at the minute. It might go on for a bit as well. Um,
I do this, and usually when I come back and look at the chart, I've forgotten what I was looking at.
yeah,
What I've started doing now is drawing a peak path of where I think prices are going to go. So when I come
yeah,
back, I can remember what I was looking for when.
yeah.
I've
But
not managed to get many of these converted to trades, but I do actually do this. I put an alert on a POI and then put
yeah,
an alert on the higher alert.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's what was that? That was a long time on it. So, but like I say, if you'd have put an alert on the even just below the low that it had made as well, just to check, it would have about hit it there. Obviously, it flew off through some form of news, I'm guessing. Yeah, you can definitely save time by making use of alerts. So, what was that in total? Near enough 2 days.
Right. Means you can look at a lot of charts as well. You can just
Yeah,
pick
like
up a
say
random chart and forget about it.
that was just in a range. That's from there to there.
Yeah.
That was a high and a low
Yeah.
until it broke one way or the other. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean that might well come back for an entry at some point. I don't.
You don't find them use order blocks much use though, do you? Is that right?
Uh,
That low there is, it's a news.
yeah,
It's not what you call natural price action, is it?
no, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't trade them because they could be valid. It's just I find that
Yeah.
they're very erratic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. If it's natural, there's no news, there's no world events going on, there's no market change over time, spread hours, things like that. Then there's there's nothing that like the broker or say the markets can hide as such, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't like it. I don't know why. It's just not. I don't think I've never tested it, but I bet they are. I don't know, worse than half as effective as what it would if it was created naturally.
Well, it's not what we're looking for, is it? 'Cause what we're looking for is big orders arriving
Yeah,
because big players are moving money in and out of the market, whatever
yeah,
market we're talking about. News is not what we're looking for because that's just
no,
on the whole, it's a manipulation or a reaction, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So it's a shame when your setup gets wiped out by news, but that's just, you just
yeah,
dust it off of anyone, don't you?
you do, mate. Yeah, I mean, and there's loads of chats to look at, so it's not like there's nothing else to go and look at. But yeah, I mean,
No,
price could well come back for that. I don't know. It's not something I'll be looking to enter off now because, like I say, it's news, but it's done everything that I would want to get in a trade. I just don't like how that big push will come from. So, plus is a possible bit lower as well. So we'll see. So you're going to say something, Ellen?
oh no, it's all right.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Not a problem. But yeah, I do think we're obviously we're long on it. Just high time frame as well. So be interesting to see what this does. I do think we'll maybe we've got that equals up here maybe. So it might well come back. It might take that high, come back, do another, maybe wait for another 1 minute change of character if it comes back somewhere in all this.
So I was going to ask you, Lee,
Yeah.
which we were talking about a bit earlier. How do you know when to decide whether you're trading a continuation or a reversal?
So reversals are easier. because obviously reversals are just obviously reversals pretty much what we've just done here, so what we've just covered.
Yeah.
Obviously, it just hasn't come back for an entry, so
Yeah.
if you stick an order on an imbalance in there, I would fully understand why you took it because it's met all the confirmations. The reason for the point of interest was good. Structure wise, it's about 50% retracement. We've shown signs of break to the upside. Great. So a continuation. I mean, it's hard to say because they're often the same trade as well. So
Yeah.
and I think a lot of the better trades are both at the same time anyway. So
I kind of mean specifically when it takes a trend line. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, I think the. I mean, I'm gonna have to go check this now because it's not something I've ever thought about too much. But I tend to find that continuations largely base around liquidity being taken rather than more about structure, whereas the reversals tend to be more about structure than
Right.
trend line, I guess.
Yeah. So like a reversal will clearly be at a 15-minute high more
Yeah,
likely, or a 4-hour high. Yeah.
yeah. So I think so. The principle when I was sort of like bringing them trades into the group was obviously I want people to have as many good trades as they can. So, and then when I was thinking about liquidity, like liquidity being taken doesn't mean reversal, and it doesn't mean continue up.
Mhm.
So the me thinking about it was that well, if we don't know if the taking of liquidity doesn't mean one way or the other, then like I was trying to think, well, what does that mean? And I was thinking, well, that just means that what happens after that
Yeah.
is what our rules should be based on. Because the markets, because if it takes liquidity and it can go up or down still, or like continue up or continue down, or whatever direction it's going. So what it does after it takes it is what's actually important. So we need to look at the market conditions and structures after
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
so basically, I mean, we've just looked at this as a reversal there, but the continuation might be here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I can
this
see that.
something in
Yeah.
here maybe takes a trend line up here. Like, let's see if there's any trend line that we can mark up. So
Yeah. Sure.
yeah, I mean, if we're happy with that trend line, it comes back into here. It's not taken this low. Once it's taken liquidity, it comes back, mitigates something, does a break above this high of the last high of something that it mitigates in there. Because we could say that like a point of interest could have been that big, which means it's come back, it's done a 1 minute change of character, it breaks above this high. Yeah.
Yeah. In effect, we're going with what we think the current trend is.
Yeah, and obviously,
We think we're bullish. We think we're going to break
yeah, we
that.
think we're bullish, and then
Yeah.
like 15
So if
minutes
we take a
trending
trend
upwards.
line, yeah.
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 So
If
it's
take a
taking
trend line going up, it's probably a continuation rather than a
yeah.
reversal. Yeah.
But like I say, it's
Yeah.
because do you remember when I was saying like when it makes a trend line, obviously it's doing its thing. The pullback after the last touch, so pullback's back here.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a good rule of thumb. It's not perfect, but it's probably the best rule of thumb that I can sort of think of in terms of trading. So the pullback, which is this sort of section here, like generally, if I was looking for a reversal, I'd want that trend line to be taken, and then I'd want price to pull back below this for a reversal. It just
Yeah.
doesn't do that before giving long confirmations again. So then
Yeah.
you go, well, there's the continuation because that's the sort of entry point. But like reversals are more what I'm sort of like able to spot as well. So it's just
I'm going to go down here then.
yeah, they're not like what I'm great at, and obviously you got to wait for timings. I mean, that's looks like the entry would have been market open or whatever, but you know,
I have sort of come to the conclusion for the time being, looking for reversals at 4 hour and 15 minute.
Yeah.
swings is plenty to be looking for.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I say, if
They're the bangers as well, aren't they? Because you get them that are swinging the market, and they're the ones that
yeah,
can run and run. Yeah,
yeah. So it's just it's the approach is basically the same. It's just the only
Yeah.
difference is you're waiting for on a continuation. You've like I say, you haven't taken the low, and it's continued with the same structure breaks in that direction. So
Turn your camera off.
it seems like I think it seems like there's an extra break in the continuation, but that's because the market's going that way. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's not much difference in them. The point of interest why you'd mark it is about the same because it's taken trend line. Obviously, this obviously zone that I've marked, it's responsible for this trend line being taken. It's responsible for this major high being taken. There's probably other stuff it does as well. You know, it's maybe a 15-minute low from what I've
Yeah.
drawn. You know,
Yeah.
so it's got 3 really good reasons for it to be come back to.
Yeah. Here, the
And then-
2 hour and 4 hour charts are really powerful, aren't they?
Yeah. To be fair, I think I spend most of my time on the 2 hour when I'm
Yeah.
looking for when I'm zooming out a bit because I feel like you're close enough to the 4 hour that you can see the bigger picture, and it's small enough that you can see like the 15-minute as well. So
Yeah.
you know, it's. But obviously, I'm a firm believer that time. It's all the same price action, whether you're looking at the 2, 4, 5
Yeah.
minutes. You just obviously need a set amount to be able to view the whole picture as such, I guess. So time's an illusion, you know.
Yeah. Deep, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I suppose again is if you, however you'd mark this, obviously, you'd still want it to fill an imbalance in this. So yeah, the confirmations are about identical. Just, well, I mean, I'm assuming it makes sense when I say that obviously that once liquidity is taken, like, I'm assuming it fills that, does it? Probably a news rate. Or it fills before it goes to continuation. Touch higher than the news rate. Yeah. I mean, it might tap into something else. Obviously, I don't know. But that this taps into 1 second imbalance in that news rate handle. Yeah, let's just see there. This is why we need the split seconds so we can actually see what's going on. It taps into that. High. Maybe just about. Oh, that's it. Got a message. Yeah, no worries, Ellen. She's got to go. I had kids anyway, so I'm sure that's what she's got to do. Yeah, I mean, have you got any more stuff, mate? If not, I'll probably call it there because it's been like nearly an hour anyway. So
You haven't turned your camera on.
Plenty for me. Thank you, Lee.
yeah, no, I'll call it there then, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Big soon.
Lee. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Cheers,
Joe.
boys.
See you, mate.
If there's anything in the week, guys, just give us a
Bye-bye.
message, give us a shout if there's anything you need to know. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.